If you are a U.S. citizen, a green card holder, or a family member waiting for a visa approval, please take a moment to breathe with me. Just one breath, because I know what you have been seeing this week. The headlines, the forwarded messages in the family group chat, the neighbor who called you in a panic, and I want you to know, I see you. I hear the worry in all of it. My name is Piper, and my goal today is not to give you more anxiety, but to give you the quiet truth. We are going to separate the rumors from the reality. Together, calmly, right here at this table. Now, before we look at the documents and the details, I want to say something important. Remember, I am your guide, not your lawyer. Everything we talk about today is for your peace of mind and your education, explained in plain, simple language, the kind you deserve. If your situation is complex, please always consult a licensed immigration attorney. But for right now, let us just talk, human to human. So, what is actually happening? You may have heard that green cards could be flagged starting this March. That word, flagged, sounds alarming. It sounds like a red light, like someone is looking at your file with suspicion. But here's the truth. What is happening right now is not a sudden attack on immigrants. It is actually something quite the opposite. It is the American legal system doing exactly what it was designed to do. It is a check, a balance, a safeguard built into the foundation of this country. Here is the story in plain language. A federal judge, a judge in a New York district court, looked at some of the recent government actions around immigration processing and essentially said, "Hold on. Let us double-check this homework before we move forward." That is what a court order is, at its simplest. It is a judge saying to the government, "Show me your work, prove that what you are doing follows the law, and until you do, we pause." Now, does that pause feel scary? Yes, I understand that. But think about it this way. Imagine you are building a house. The inspector comes and says, "I need to verify this foundation before you keep building." That is not the house falling down. That is protection. That is someone making sure the structure is safe before you move in. The judge is the inspector, and the inspection, right now, is actually working in your favor. Let us talk about who this affects, because this is where a lot of the panic comes from. People hear a headline and they assume the worst. So let me be very specific with you. In the vast majority of cases, people who already hold a valid green card are not the target of this review. People who are naturalized citizens, meaning you went through the process, you took the oath, you have your certificate. You can rest easy because your status is not on the table. It is done. It is sealed. No court order reverses that. No executive memo undoes that. The law is clear on this, and it has been clear for decades. Who this primarily touches are pending applications, people waiting in line, people whose paperwork is somewhere in a pile at a processing center. And even for them, even for those patient, hopeful families, this is not a door slamming shut. It is a door that is moving more slowly than anyone wants. And I want to make a very important distinction here, because this distinction can change how you sleep tonight. There is a massive difference between a delay and a denial. A delay means your application is still alive, still breathing, still in the system. A denial means the door closed. Right now, what most people are experiencing, what courts are creating, are delays, not denials. Delays are frustrating. Delays are painful. But delays are not the end. The American immigration system, and I say this not to give you false comfort, but because the data supports it, is like a very large ship. It does not turn quickly. It does not make sharp, sudden moves. It operates on evidence, documentation, and process. It always has. And while the headlines may feel like the ship is capsizing, What is actually happening is that the ship is adjusting course, slowly, carefully, as it was built to do. Now, I want to speak directly to our seniors for a moment. If you are between the ages of 60 and 75 and you have filed a family petition, maybe for a son or a daughter, maybe for a spouse still waiting abroad, I know this waiting feels different for you. It feels heavier. Because time feels different at this stage of life. Every month matters. Every holiday apart matters. And I will not pretend otherwise. But here is what I want you to hold on to. The law is on your side. A petition that has been approved does not disappear. A priority date that has been established does not evaporate. The structure, the framework that your family's future rests on, that structure remains. It is solid. It was built over decades of policy and precedent, and it does not crumble because of one news cycle. Time is a factor, yes, but the structure remains. And for those of you who have been waiting in silence, who check the USCIS website every few days, who jump when the mailbox opens, who have memorized your receipt number, I want to normalize something for you. Silence from USCIS is not rejection. No news is often just processing news. These agencies handle millions of cases. Millions. And when courts ask them to pause and review, the mail slows down. The online portal goes quiet. The automated messages become vague. That is not a sign of doom. That is a sign of a very large bureaucratic system doing what bureaucratic systems do, moving through a mountain of paper, one page at a time. So if you have not heard anything in a few weeks, or even a few months, that is okay. Keep your documents organized. Keep your contact information updated with USCIS. And keep breathing. I also want to acknowledge something that does not get said enough in these videos. The emotional weight of this process is real. It is not imaginary. It is not weakness. Waiting for immigration decisions while headlines scream and politicians argue and neighbors send panicked voice notes, that is genuinely hard. And if you are carrying that weight right now, I want you to know you are not alone in carrying it. I know you are counting the days. I know the empty mailbox feels heavy. I know that some of you have explained this situation so many times to worried family members that the words have started to feel hollow. I know that some of you lie awake at night running through what ifs. And I want to sit with that for just a moment. Not to fix it. Just to acknowledge it. Because you deserve to be seen, not just informed. You are part of a community of millions of people navigating this same road. And the fact that you are here, watching this, trying to understand, that is not fear. That is strength. That is wisdom. Now let me close with just the facts. Clean and simple. No hype. A federal court issued a review order on certain immigration processing procedures. This is a legal check, not a shutdown. Naturalized citizens are not affected. Current valid green card holders are not being targeted. Pending applications may experience delays, and delays are not denials. The system is structured, slow-moving, and built on evidence. Your approved petitions remain valid. Your priority dates remain in place. USCIS silence is normal during court review periods. The law is still on your side. That is the truth. Not the headline, not the panic. Just the facts, laid flat on the table between us. If this brought you a bit of peace today, let me know in the comments below. I read every single one of them. And yes, I mean that. Your questions, your stories, your worries, they shape what we talk about next. So do not be a stranger. Stay informed. Stay calm. Take care of yourself and the people around you. And I will see you in the next update.